Log recording, 11:54 in the morning, West Coast time. It's November 1st, 2023. Weaver, John C., Roseman, California. I suppose if the students, faculty, and anybody else from Antelope Valley College was listening, or even the local constabulatories, they're probably wondering how the hell I'm doing and wondering what I'm doing. I wasn't feeling too well this morning, emotionally and physically. I had to call it in again, and it kind of pissed me off. Every time I keep doing this, it just drives me nuts. I get older, I get worse. My own nerves are getting to me. Seeing things happening around, it's also driving me nuts. How the outside forces are just playing havoc with a hell of a lot of people, making wrong decisions and wrong choices. On my channel, my YouTube, I do admit freely that I have been suffering under a lot of mental health issues all through my lifetime, but never diagnosed properly until my adulthood. And fight like hell to get the PTSD instead of the white lab coat syndrome crap. But still, in the past decade, a little more than that, I was dealing a lot more with the mental health as well as the physical. Hang on, put you on pause. These days, after the COVID nightmare kicked us in the ass, both mentally and physically in every which way, I know my own damn health had been deteriorating, physically and mentally. I was bad enough dealing with loss of people and pets I've loved for the past few years, adding a real breakage to personality and everything else going crazy. I tried to keep it together before I lost Ma, but then there was a lot of people actually mattered a great deal to me in my lifetime, and I had to be the brave boy about things. But when you lose those who are closest to you, it changes you entirely. I don't blame people. I'm not angry about that. I'm scared as hell of death because I've been through it once before. My channel is dealing with mourning, grieving, mental health issues, life, observations. God knows else I could throw in a damn thing, but never a point where I'm going to be going after people and blaming them like crazy and acting real crazy at that point. I mean, it could be that I could be turning into a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personality, but then again, in my Mr. Hyde, I put that characterization, that persona, in a point of theatrics because knowing the reality of shit happening right now, there's no way in hell I'm going to let that damn thing out in full force and scare the hell out of people. I could pretend it's one thing, but I know what some of the things I'm capable of, and it scares the living fuck out of me, and I'm not cleaning up language for anybody for that matter. So if I happen to talk to anybody regarding me, I'm saying I'm surviving. That's the only thing I can say is I'm fine or I'm surviving, and that's about it. Some days are good days and other days are bad days. Today is not one of those good days. But I still have schoolwork, I still got classwork to take care of, and I need to work on that. And what kicks me in the ass sometimes, knowing that things outside of me has a direct or indirect effect on me personally. Things happening around me scare the hell out of me. Not in my neighborhood, but other forces with personality conflicts left and right, yeah, they scare the hell out of me at this point. And I have to admit that. I have to put that on record. I have to put it out in public. A lot of people are freaked and are screaming and yelling their heads off. They want to go crazy. They want to go ape. They want to go angry. I know some of the anger, but concerning about that kind of hatred towards another human being personally, yeah, I know that one too. A group of people, yeah, I've had that too myself a long time ago. But understanding as I try to get more context and try to get a different, more perspective, I'm trying to get the global picture, not singular, not a focused, but a wider view. See, I'm grateful that I'm going to college. I'm grateful I'm trying to get my mind open to a few other things, and I'm actually able to decipher what is fact and what is fiction and what is opinion and what is reality. Not an easy thing to develop, I'll tell you that much in this day and age. If people are thinking that I'm going to be turning into a nut job because of all the damn different disappearances, believe me, it's my mental health and my physical sometimes that drives me nuts. Believe me, I'd rather be at the campus learning about stuff, even though I'm struggling like crazy in one particular topic. But I still have to take it a day at a time, take it easy sometimes, and focus what I can and can't do, and focus on the things I can't do. It's just, what can I do anyway about them anyway? I'm seeing so much death and tragedy online, it's not even funny. I put my own opinions out there because I know they're not funny, but they're needed and they're desperate, and it's absolutely necessary. I have to keep telling people my story. I have to keep telling them what's going on. And believe me, I'm not looking out there saying I'm going to thump on your heads with my verbiage and everything else, because I'm that angry at you and angry at the world, and I'm going to be pissed off at people, and I don't care. Oh, God, I can't stand that shit. It makes me sick to my stomach. It literally makes me sick to my stomach, because now, what's fact, what's fiction, and what's a reality check at this point over here? Why are we doing this? It scares the crap out of me. How am I supposed to be dealing with this? I'm still having a hard time trying to deal with that one. I've seen how people turn on everybody else and have this long ass rant about how it's their fault that this person or that person or whoever they are, or if I'm going to be putting it as myself, I blame this and I blame that and I blame them and I blame every blah 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 blah. What I discovered in my travels in my life, I'm 57 years old. I don't have time for this damn negativity crap like crazy. I got enough mental health issues and I got enough grieving depression as it is, and I'm worrying the living crap out of my family a great deal every single day. And when I get emotionally triggered, I'm on those damn triggers. But the thing is, what I don't go after is people left and right. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I blame this, I blame that, blame. I discovered that you blame, but you don't fix. You don't do. You constantly stay there and bitch and whine and gripe like a damn mule stuck in a spot of mud where everything else around it is solid enough that you can get out of the damn spot. Unfortunately, my mourning and my grieving has me buried in that one, up to my neck on it. But for blaming people, for what? What did they do to me? I got no malice, I got no hatred towards them. Disagreements, yeah. Do I have a disagreement concerning about what's happening in Israel right now? Yeah. Do I blame Hamas? Yeah. But the thing is, Hamas is the anger extension out of the Palestinian people being mistreated one way or another in their viewpoints concerning about how Israel is dealing with them. And knowing the history, or trying to know more about the history of the Middle East, including how the state of Palestine became the state of Israel, and how that affected a hell of a lot of people for over 75 plus, something like that, years, deemed necessary in 1948 by the United Nations. Israeli people must have a homeland. There goes Palestine. And everything else happening afterward. We're supposed to be a two-state solution, but nothing happened. We got administrations coming in and out left and right, and Palestinian people are getting pissed off about it. This year, they blew up. They went nuts. Do I blame the entire Palestinian people? I blame the group called Hamas who did all this damn shit in the first place. But if they were the ones trying to get the attention of the Israelis, they got it. More soft, the Palestinian people have to suffer through it again. So yeah, we're going to be looking at blame at both sides. Doesn't mean I'm an anti-Semite. No. I like people who've been of the Jewish faith. I've known friends and I still held them as friends. But John, pause again. Apologies. I was trying to understand why people were trying to hate each other and kill each other over fear, over misinformation, mistrust, of a lot of fear and mistrust. There were many concepts I was taught as a kid. How we were supposed to be looking at things in a different, broader view or a narrower view, depending on who you talk to or how we were taught. Life tells you something else. Excuse me. You experience a lot of things happening and scares the hell out of people left and right, including me. But I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn what hatred and prejudice was as a kid. How it affected people, how it affected grown-ups a great deal down the road. How ingrained hatred, generations after generations, have clouded history, people's perspective, mindsets, and everything else. How much of it is ingrained in the genetics. You know, it's been said somewhere, I don't know who and I don't know what, that even our own behavior patterns are ingrained into our own DNA and RNA. That whatever we're learning, whatever we're experiencing, whatever we're feeling, is encoded into our genetics. And if we pass it down from generation to generation without even telling them, we'll be giving them the ingrained version of all of our anger, hatred, fear. It scares the hell out of me, knowing that. Because whatever I feel and didn't like could be passed into my own sperm, and if it's been used, I could be infecting the next generation of whatever my madness would be if I actually had that kind of hatred. And yeah, for a long while I had the prejudice. I had. But I didn't go off spouting it off to different people. It was only about a few people that I didn't like. Not the entire race. Just a few people that kept hating me for whatever stupid reason they had in their damn heads. And I lived in a neighborhood as a kid during that time. Actually, a couple of neighborhoods like that. All trying to force my point of view of how I should look at different people with different attitudes and different viewpoints. The truth of the matter is, everybody else who actually shared whatever that trait or characteristic, it didn't affect me. They didn't scare me. All of the idiots that kept saying, you gotta be afraid of us because we're this way and you gotta be that way. So yeah, as a kid growing up that way, I may have. But the thing is, I was experiencing other people with different cultures and different viewpoints, and I started to like them. And then I had to start doing the balancing in my head. I hate doing mathematics, but I had to do it mathematics anyway. This didn't equate. This didn't add up. If I could like these people over here who are of this descent, why couldn't I like the others? Why couldn't I extend the hand of friendship to everybody else? I didn't hold it against an entire race. I hold it against people. And then sometimes I know that changes and mutates a person. And for a hell of a long while, I had a hell of a lot of resentments. I had to work on them still. I still need to. For my own sanity and my own health's sake, not to mention everybody else's for that matter. So I cannot be putting myself into that situation where I'm going to be telling people, you're despicable and I don't like you because you're this way and that way. Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not following that damn viewpoint, okay? They can scream, they can yell, they can be a pain in the ass about it. Let them. That's their prerogative. That's their choice. I am not forcing that viewpoint down people's throats. I will not allow myself to do that. I ain't perfect. There's no way I'm going to tell people I'm perfect. I'm human. I'm this super kind of guy. Screw that noise. I'm one imperfect, screwed up individual. I screw up a lot. And sometimes the choices I make really piss off people. Because I know in the end it probably hurts me more than it hurts them. Sometimes I feel like I ain't got a choice. And other times I feel like there is a choice and it still sucks and I still take it. But when it comes down for going up to a person's face and saying, I don't like you because of, and list off the damn reasons, what does that make me? Does that make me a bully? Self-righteous, egotistical, arrogant, megalomania? I'm right, you're wrong, and therefore I say so, and you're worthless as hell? Is that how it works? Is that how it should be perceived as? I don't get it. I sincerely do not get it. How is it I'm supposed to be that way? Because somebody else said so? And I have to follow them because they said so? Who the hell are they? I have to question myself, who the hell am I to be that kind of a person? I have to question myself. I have to ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I thinking it? The Hamas situation, I'm looking at it extreme anger and extreme hatred. Generations built up into this moment of time that's being explosive again. It's like watching geology at work. Seismology and volcanology at the same damn time. If you're a geologist, you probably figured that one out, I hope. Which one's the hot spots and which one's going to be the mountain range? Which one's going to be the fault line? Where are your active hot spots? And why is it caused? And how is it being caused? Or how about being an emotional sinkhole? I could use scientific terminology to try to describe this damn thing and try to be quizzical about it, or actually comical about it. I don't get it. See, I don't get the rage. I don't get the anger. I don't get the frustration. I don't get the fear mongering at this point. Because, yeah, I've had that experience where I didn't like these people over here. But I'll tell you one thing. When it shares out for other people in general, what do they ever do? It's like if I actually had, for example, a lot of hatred towards, or a lot of anger towards a few select people who are Mexican. And I happen to go into a Mexican restaurant because I crave Mexican food, which I love. Then how am I supposed to be able to look at them and deal with them as a human being when I got that much anger and a lot of gut distress, shall I call it, regarding other people who are the same? I'm to hate them, but because of my own personal experiences, but I'm going to transfer that to somebody else because, oh, you're this person? Oh, good Lord, but I still like your food anyway, so what am I doing here? I need and pick something else out to say and really throw it in their face. And just go on my way and just say, da 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 da. No, that doesn't work for me. I know what anger and I know what hatred does to a person, and there's my part left and right. I don't have to see it on everybody else. I see it in my own face sometimes. There have been some people over there that I just have to let the damn anger go. I can't do anything for him. One guy used to be a friend, or I thought it was. And then he turned out it wasn't. And that could discolor me right there against one particular race of people. But the thing is, I still got a soft spot for the bastard. I still got a soft spot for him. I still care for him as a human being, even though he doesn't care for himself as such. But he probably does, but doesn't want to deal with me. And a couple of times he has confused the crap out of me by being at my door, knocking on it for some reason, and then he disappears. Something happened between us both. We just never had the damn thing resolved. But he won't let me talk to him. I didn't like to see him when he was going explosive anyway. I didn't want to deal with him like that. Unless, of course, I'm going to be turning into a bigger jerk at this point over here and start forcing my will down his throat. In one way, he's won the game, so I'll let him think it all the way. I'll just feel sorry for him, I'll pity him, and I'll pray for this bastard. And I feel sorry because I've lost a friend. And that's what hurts the most, when it's so damn personal. I hate losing people. Especially when I want to depend upon them for structure and support, or just conversation without hurt. My own mental hang-ups these days as an adult. I can go into a Mexican restaurant and like the people over there, and know that they have nothing against me and I got nothing against them, and we just enjoy each other's company. I got neighbors who are different in different aspects in this place that I live in, and I got nothing against them. Maybe attitudes, but that's about it. But I just deal with them as human beings. It's the only way you can deal with people as human beings. Unfortunately, we can't live that way, can we? We have to be assholes and assholerettes to them. And that sucks. That sucks. I'm not perfect. There's no way I am going to be living up to someone else's expectation, not even my own. Let alone God's. But what I can talk about, what I can say, is try to deal people individually, not a collective. I still don't like my biological sperm donor, but I kind of figured out what his reason was. When he ditched my mother at time of birth, he found out, he left. So yeah, for a long while I had a hell of a lot of resentment towards the bastard. But I figured it out that it was all fear. He had a lot of fear. And never bothered to see me ever again. Or talk to me for that matter. Sucks. But shit happens. Other people have been bullied to me. Well, I could go on a rampage on that one, but it's not worth it. Pray for him, forgive him, and just live on my life best I can, without trying to tear each other apart, without tearing anybody else apart, without being that kind of a jerk. I don't want to be a jerk. I just want to be the better me. I didn't say best, I said better. If I'm C-grade average, then I'm C-grade average, and I'm not stressing over the damn shit. I just deal with what I can right now. I guess I had to say my piece on this one. A long diatribe. A long manifesto of sorts. Something to tell people that if they actually wanted to do a background check, all they got to do is check my videos. That's a lot of research. But then again, it's my lifeboat for me and my family. Tell them the stories. Tell them what happened. Who and what they are. Why they meant so much to me and why I'm doing this. Got out of times I feel like I'm a full-on idiot. Maybe I am. But here I am. So, I am what I am. Deal with it. I'm not coming after you. Unless, of course, I'm hobbling for a bus. But then again, I'm hobbling for a bus now after you.